icLAAo, I can't lose. No reality where I lose. Ever. Today is Friday, July 24th, 2026, day 205 of the 100 push-up, 100 squat progressive challenge for a year. We're in the month of July now, so we're doing 160 push-up, 160 squat. Finishing off the month of July. Then from August, we're doing 170 push-up, 170 squat. Let's go.
Negotiate with him, how enemies approach him, and how problems unfold around him. Most people spend their entire lives reacting. Mike spends his life responding. This distinction sounds small, but it separates ordinary people from extraordinary ones. Reaction is automatic. Response is intentional. Reaction belongs to instinct. Response belongs to discipline. Every day, thousands of tiny moments test which side you live on. Someone criticizes your work. Someone insults you online. A stranger cuts in line. A coworker takes credit for your idea. Your phone delivers bad news at the worst possible time. The average person reacts immediately because reacting feels honest. It feels authentic. Society even encourages it. Speak your truth. Say what's on your mind. Never hold back. But raw honesty without discipline is just emotional leakage. Strength isn't measured by how quickly you express yourself. It's measured by how much control you have over yourself before you do. One of the biggest misconceptions about discipline is that it's about forcing yourself to suffer. Wake up earlier, eat less, work harder. While those habits certainly matter, real discipline begins much earlier than that. It begins in thought. Before every action comes an impulse. Before every impulse comes an emotion. Before every emotion comes an interpretation of reality. If you change the interpretation, you change the emotion. If you change the emotion, you change the action. This is why calm people often appear almost superhuman. They aren't suppressing a criminal, a manipulative psychopath, and someone whose actions should never be copied. But if you separate his morality from his psychology, you'll notice something fascinating. Every time he enters a room, people immediately pay attention. He never looks intimidated. He never seems desperate to prove himself. Even when his life is on the line, he somehow manages to stay calm. And that's exactly why people find him so captivating. Most people think confidence is something you're born with. They assume it's a personality trait. Either you have it or you don't. But psychology tells a completely different story. Confidence isn't a feeling. It's a collection of behaviors that your brain slowly turns into an identity. That's why someone can look incredibly confident while secretly feeling nervous. And someone else can have amazing skills but still appear insecure. icLAAo understands this better than almost anyone around him. The first thing you'll notice is that he never rushes. Watch how he walks into a room. He doesn't speed up because people are watching him. He doesn't rush his words. He doesn't panic when conversations become uncomfortable. Every movement feels deliberate. This matters more than most people realize because our brains constantly judge confidence based on speed. When someone talks too fast, moves too quickly, or immediately reacts to everything around them, we subconsciously assume they're anxious. Their body is communicating uncertainty, even if their words aren't. icLAAo is different. Someone gives them a strange look. Most people immediately overthink it. Someone replies with a short text. Now they're convinced something is wrong. Someone disagrees with their opinion. Suddenly they feel the need to defend themselves for the next 20 minutes. icLAAo almost never gives people that kind of emotional control. Again, we're talking about behavior, not morality. He chooses his reactions carefully. This is one of the biggest differences between emotionally reactive people and emotionally disciplined people. Emotionally reactive people allow the outside world to control their inner world. Emotionally disciplined people decide which situations deserve their attention. Not every insult deserves a response. Not every argument deserves your energy. Not every misunderstanding needs to be corrected. Learning when not to react is one of the fastest ways to appear more confident. One subtle detail that many people miss is how much icLAAo observes. He's constantly paying attention to other people instead of obsessing over himself. While everyone else is worrying about how they look, He's studying facial expressions, body language, tone of voice, and small behavioral changes. There's a psychological reason this works. Anxiety is usually self-focused. When you're nervous, your attention turns inward. Do I sound stupid? Was that embarrassing? What are they thinking about me? Your own thoughts become your biggest distraction.
I can think like a Jew. He's not just playing a role. He's setting a trap and doing it with such ease that the farmer feels he has no choice but to give in. icLAAo Salamanca operates the same way. When he shows up, he's the guest you almost want to like. Huge smile, he brings gifts, he asks seemingly thoughtful questions. And while you're trying to figure out how he's so relaxed, he's already decided what he's going to do with you.
Like I said, to talk. I think I'm in the middle of something.
Here's the part most people miss. Their charm isn't just a trait, it's a tactic. They don't default to charm because they're naturally likable. They choose it because it's effective. It softens resistance. It buys time. It makes the people around them want to believe that everything will be okay, but it isn't. When someone is calm, smiling, and generous with your attention, your brain starts filling in the blanks. You want the situation to be safe, so you lean into that version. And you know this. That's why they really push. They let you talk yourself out of the alarm bells.
Oh, hey! Llegaste aquí justo a tiempo. Hold on 1 second. Wait, you are going to love this.
If you've ever felt like something was off with someone but couldn't put your finger on it, it's often because of this exact strategy. You're responding to warmth, but ignoring what it might be covering. And that's what makes this kind of charm dangerous. It doesn't just lower defenses. It creates just enough self-doubt that you hesitate. And in that hesitation, the damage is already underway. Hans and icLAAo don't just use charm to win people over. They use it to keep people stuck, unsure, polite, cooperative, long enough to take exactly